Mirrors, delicately engraved with complex patterns, grotesque statues, and masks that must have been left behind by a race of savages. Tapestries woven in nauseating arrays of color, a crystal ball the size of an infant's head. They're probably all antiques, but there's one thing that they definitely have in common. Every one of them is so loathsome and full that Koji feels sick just looking at it. It's as thought. They were designed for the sole sinister purpose of immortalizing their creators, Hastret of the world. Rare-looking books of the sort that were in Ogai's Tokyo home are piled here and there, and on one of the shelves are stacked some scrolls that look to be made of some kind of sheepskin or papyrus, whatever it is. It's not paper. Necromonicon.
Das Necromonicon.
Hat er bestimmt auch irgendwo rumliegen. Finally, there are the indiscernible chalk patterns and symbols filling every available space on the walls. Even the two sliding blackboards are completely covered in strange, unreadable scribblings. Just looking at them is making Koji dizzy. Zwinker, zwinker.
Don't look!
Ryoko snaps at him.
いいか、ここから動くな。絶対に何かに触ったりするな。目を引くようなものがあっても見つめたりしちゃいけない。
Listen, don't move, but whatever you do, don't touch anything. Even if something draws your attention, don't look at it.
Und was ist, wenn die Tension von dem Doktor ausgestrahlt wird?
Oder wenn es ihn anguckt.
まずいと思ったらすぐに目をそらして自分の靴を見ろ。わかった。
If you see something that feels wrong, stare at your shoes. Right away, got it?
Yeah! Hey, yeah, klar!
Dr. Tampon?
Oh ja. Ryoko switches from the floodlight to the fluorescent lamp, then sets a light. Sieht fast aus wie ein Tide, aber es ist ein Light. On a nearby table, where it can illuminate the whole room. She then holsters her shotgun, only to pull out an even more confusing set of tools. Zwinker, zwinker, a digital camera and a can of spray paint. She gives the spray can in her left hand a good shake, switches the camera in her right hand on, and steps into the room by looking at the camera's side-mounted screen. After methodically recording the symbols on the walls and blackboards, she immediately begins to cover them in layers of black spray paint.
先生。レッスン1。妙な図形やラテン語の文章とかは絶対に読むな。見つめるな。
Lesson 1. Never look at strange designs or read anything written in unusual languages like Latin.
機械の目で記録しておいて、後で注意深く調べればいい。現物はその場で塗りつぶすか何かして破壊しろ。
Das hat er dämonisch geschrieben.
Auf dämonisch.
Also Latein.
Use the camera to record them for later examination. Then use paint or something to destroy the real thing.
Now that she mentioned it, Koji realized that she's only looking at the screen of a camera, and even then only in short glimpses and never directly at any of the drawings. He understands what she's saying, but it still doesn't make any sense.
Why do you have to...
ここまで深入りしたんなら工学のために黙って聞いておけ。
Now that you've come this far, you'd better shut up and listen for your own good.
Währenddessen ging die Hand weiter an ihre Shotgun heran.
あと水晶球とか鏡の類も危ない。下手に壊すとヤブヘビになったりするから、とりあえず布でもかぶせるかペンキを浴びせて封印しろ。
Anything can happen if you break them. Ah nee, verdammt. Things like crystal balls and mirrors are dangerous. Anything can happen if you break them. So it's best to cover them with a cloth or paint. Cover them for the time being. sind aber auch noch überall Mirrors oder was, wo Viecher aus den Spiegeln kommen.
Ich überlege mir gerade, eigentlich könnte man doch vielleicht einen guten Film draus machen.
Siehste!
Ja, ich überlege es mir gerade. Vielleicht nicht so explizit halt, aber
Ja, natürlich.
wenn man das reduzieren würde, ich meine, bei Game of Thrones hat man auch keine 14-jährige Schauspielerin für Sansa genommen. Weißt du, die sieht älter aus. Zum Beispiel.
Und Saya ist ja eigentlich gar nicht 14. Saya
Ja.
ist ja wesentlich älter.
Ja, sie ist 12.
Nee, Saya ist,
Sie sieht zumindest so aus.
ja, ich wollte sie auch schon auf
10.
Komm schon, also in japanischen
Ja, vielleicht schon,
Zeichentrick-Animationsserien sind sehr viele Kinder, Menschen, die aussehen wie Kinder meistens. 16,
Ja, aber
17,
es geht
18.
ja darum, wie es aus westlicher Sicht aussieht, weil du das ja wahrscheinlich mit westlichen Schauspielern machen würdest. 16 wäre, denke ich mal, ein ganz okayes Alter.
Ja, definitiv.
Dann kann man das doch so irgendwie rüberbringen, dass es okay ist.
Ja.
Also wäre bestimmt voll die coole Story, so mit auch diesen ganzen obskuren Kram, was da so rumliegt. Also, ich meine, die haben ja jetzt crazy shit gefunden und auch so die Regeln, die gerade aufgestellt hat, die muss ja richtig krass hier Tentacle Hunter sein.
Oder die war schon in anderen Filmen.
Tentacle Busters.
Die war schon in anderen Filmen wie hier
Sie war auch schon beim Blair Witch Project.
Blair Witch Project bei. Also wie hieß der Film nochmal?
Sie
Tanz der
war-
Teufel halt auch.
Bei Tanz der Teufel hat sie auch schon rumgetanzt.
Englisch, wie heißt der Film? Evil Dead, genau. So Evil Dead. Dann Mirrors.
Sie Evil Dead. Der Vater ist so böse.
Ja, super. Könnte man super verarschen.
Ja, das
Wie
wäre so
Evil
eine
Dead.
gute, so Scary Movie-like Parodie halt.
Ja.
The Evil Dead. Okay.
Ja, so
Ja.
ein bisschen. Halt so.
Ach ja, hier kommen wieder Ideen. Naja, wo waren wir denn?
Dann ist nicht das Necronomicon, sondern irgendwie das Stammbuch oder sowas. Keine Ahnung.
Genau. War das jetzt dein Satz?
Nein, offensichtlich nicht.
Okay, nee. Koji begins to fear that this doctor might be even crazier than Fuminori. Na gut, bis jetzt hat sie ihn noch nicht in den Brunnen geschubst.
Ja.
Despite the burst of energy received from the vodka, Koji is still exhausted from having spent the night at the bottom of a well.
Oh.
The fear is affecting his body, making him dizzy and nauseous.
Kommt vom Alkohol, der ist besoffen.
Soon the walls are coming near. Soon the walls are covered in black paint and the stale air is thick with smell of turpentine.
とりあえずこんなところか。
Watch. What should do it for now?
Ryuko says with relief when tosses her empty can aside and puts away her video
オー
camera.
ガイって人はどうなったんです？
What happened to Ogai?
Koji asks, supporting himself against a nearby table.
ああ、そこにいたよ。
Oh, he was over there.
Without stopping her examination of the papers on the writing table, Ryoko nonchalantly points to a Chinese-style screen standing in one corner of the room. He was there. Her clinical choice of tense makes the truth clearer when any words can.
Ob man das jetzt gehört hat?
The urge to see for himself is irresistible. Koji staggers across the room to the screen, taking the utmost care not to look at the scaly octopus thing that is painted on it. Behind the screen is a large, easy chair. Although he's never met the man before, Koji is fairly sure that the person sitting in it is Ogai Masahiko. Oh, hello! Ogai's corpse must have shrunk significantly while drying in the sealed, undiscovered chamber. The skeleton is barely the size of a child, with only the business suit hanging from the bones, offering any hint of Ogai's former stature. His empty eyes, sockets, and wide open jaw are filled with darkness, the same darkness that surrounded Koji at the bottom of the well. Compared to those gaping voids, the tiny hole in Ogai's right temple is almost demure. The small revolver he must have used to kill himself is still clenched in his dangling right hand. Next to Ryoko's shotgun, it will probably look like a child's toy. Ryoko must have noticed Ogai's corpse when she was spraying paint on the walls. Having gotten beyond surprise by now, Koji is instead impressed by Ryoko's ability to keep walking next to a corpse without batting an eyelash. He wonders why he keeps meeting people who are totally crazy bitches. If it weren't for her, Koji reminds himself with a bitter smirk, he would have ended up joining his mummified corpse here, and no one would ever have found him. Koji's vision suddenly dims. He's pushed himself too hard, and the spirituous vodka can't help him anymore. He collapses to the floor, unable to hang onto his slipping consciousness, and the last thing he sees are Ogai Masahiko's gaping eyes sockets staring at him. Licht aus. Wo sind wir denn jetzt? Ach, bestimmt im Häuschen. When he awakes, Koji finds himself lying on something dry and soft. Dr. Tampon's breast. Dum, dum. A bed is a bed. A toe is a toe. And a door is a door.
Nein.
Doch. He thinks to himself, even one that smells of malt and dust, and especially after having slept in cold mud all night. There are no lights hanging from the ceiling, but the soft, warm light of a lamp fills the room. A room devoid of furnishings. Koji realizes that he's in Ogai's cabin in the woods, in the ground floor bedroom where he'd searched before getting pushed into the well.
お目覚めかい
You're awake?
Not. No, nein, ich schlafe wieder. When Koji turns his head to face the voice, he sees Ryoko sitting in a chair against the wall, expressionlessly studying the pile of documents on the table in front of her. She must have brought them up from Ogai's underground lab. As she examines the papers by the light of the lamp, she cautiously takes bites of the sandwich she has in her
食
free
べる
hand.
元気があるようならそこに
If you feel up to eating, where's food there?
Without looking up from the files, she gestures towards the convenience store bag sitting on the
俺
nightstand.
をどうやってここに
How did I get here?
Koji can't imagine that a woman, even one like Ryoko, could have climbed out of the well with him on
あ
her
の
back.
地下室本棚の裏に開かない扉があってね
There was a sealed door behind one of the bookshelves down there.
Ryoko mutters, as thought talking to herself. Taking care not to let her explanation interfere with her reading or eating, she
苦労
continues.
して破ってみたら別荘のボイラー室に出た反対側は薄くモルタルを塗って隠してあったんだな
Nichts?
Ja, du kannst, glaube ich.
Nicht, Ryoko? Willst du nicht nochmal reden? Na gut. It was a pain to break open, but it led to the boiler room underneath the cabin in the woods. The other side had been hidden with a thin layer of mortar.
Mortar.
Mortar!
Dockbar.
Rockbar!
隠し部屋に機材を運び込んでからドアを塞いでその後は井戸から出入りしていたんだろう周到なもんだ
He probably sealed it after bringing all his equipment into the secret lab, when used the well to get in and out. Pretty rough.
そこまでして隠さなきゃならないものがあの部屋にあったんですか
Was there really something in there that he needed to hide so badly?
昔はねそれにさっきまでも
There used to be. This is the last of it.
Having finished her sandwich, Ryoko picks up some unsorted papers with her free hand and waves them in the
世
air.
界中の研究者が誰もかも学会で演壇に登ってリサイタルをやりたがるわけじゃないのさ